Despite constant distractions, it felt like a puzzle being put together. I worked hard, alternating between computer work and problem solving, slowly forming a system of knowledge that lets you manage reality to choose your own movie to play. I started this process as I began writing the book Reality Transurfing. Although I didn't fully understand it at first, by the time the book was finished, I saw the whole picture. I understood the essence of esotericism and realized how difficult it is to surprise anyone with new ideas now, because so much information has accumulated. I asked myself, why do I do this anyway? Because breaking through as an author is tough. The publishing world is brutal. If you can't write a bestseller, you might as well not write at all. Many manuscripts get ignored by editors who have no time to truly read them. New authors often feel useless, their writing dismissed. Writing a story is one thing, writing a book is another, far more difficult. Yet, I knew from the start what film I wanted to play on my life's projector. I set my sights on being a best-selling author. Now and in the future, I may speak harsh truths, because reality is tough, but I must do it. Everyone wants stunning success. At least most people do. Yet, only a few reach the peaks. So the real question is, what is the point of managing reality? The answer is to consciously choose your life's direction, to stop being a victim of circumstances and instead become the director of your own movie. You can run that film in your projector if you want, and honestly, it's better if you do it. Let me give you my own example of how I managed to write books that became worldwide mega bestsellers. It all started at a point in my life when every hope and plan collapsed. I found myself in a pit so deep it seemed impossible to get out. I was on the verge of a total nervous breakdown. Life itself felt like it was falling apart. And then something happened. An initiation, as esoterics call it. Or simply, my brain got rewired. One morning, the word transurfing spun in my head. I had no idea where it came from or what was happening. All I felt was a shock, not physical, but mental, like my psyche had been hit by lightning. After that, pieces of information started pouring into my mind spontaneously, fragmented, scattered, but powerful and practical. I quickly realized this knowledge had the power to change lives in an instant. I carried notebooks everywhere, scribbling every 10 to 15 minutes, no matter how distracted I was. I juggled work, life, and these sudden flashes of insight, trying to piece together a mosaic that eventually became a system that allows you to manage reality, to choose the movie playing in your life's projector. When I started writing the book Reality Transurfing, I only had glimpses of the whole picture, but by the time I finished, I understood it deeply, what esotericism really means, and how difficult it is to surprise people with new ideas now, since so much knowledge has already been shared. I asked myself, why am I doing this? The reality is, breaking through as an author is brutally hard. There's an unspoken rule among writers. If you can't write a bestseller, don't bother writing at all. Publishers and editors have no time. They skim through hundreds of manuscripts a day, throwing away most without a second thought. New authors often feel useless because their work is ignored. Writing a story is one thing, but writing a book is a whole different game, much harder. Yet, from the very start, I knew which film I wanted to play on my life's projector. I was determined to become a best-selling author. Now, and in the future, I won't sugarcoat it. Reality is tough. But I have to share this because everyone wants stunning success. Or at least most people do. But only a few actually reach the top. So, what's the point of managing reality? It's about constantly focusing your attention on the film you want to play in your projector, the frame that shows your final goal, and the picture of success you want to create. You have to draw it in your mind, live with it, and scroll through it systematically, like a slideshow. Your thought form, which you broadcast into the world's mirror, speaks clearly. This is the shot I want in my life. It's simple, but most people don't do it systematically. They expect immediate results and get discouraged. Reality obeys your thoughts, but it moves slowly, like old photographic paper developing in a solution. The image appears gradually, sometimes very late. Reality can seem indifferent or unresponsive, but that's just an illusion. I knew from the beginning what my final picture would be, a popular worldwide book called Transurfing spreading around the globe. That thought was an avalanche in my head. I constantly transmitted it as a powerful thought form. I wrote boldly, brilliantly, and with confidence. Ideas flowed like a genius. I told myself, I am a genius. My books make a strong impression. Why be shy? Whatever you order from life, you receive. I embraced that fully. Despite being a physicist by education and having only average literary skills, I chose my film with unwavering certainty. The intention was aligned with the universal, God's intention. Because I am God's child, how could I doubt my intention would manifest? I didn't just hope my book would be published and become a bestseller, I intended it with unshakable resolve. I sent proposals to the top 20 publishing houses in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Many of which ignored me. But that didn't stop me. I wasn't discouraged. This is the essence of transurfing. Intention, focus, and persistence, regardless of external setbacks. What's the point of this? To move your image in reality toward you, you have to take the first step. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. If you want your reflection to move toward you, you have to move first. How do you take that first step? Like a kitten pawing at its reflection, unaware it's its own image, just waiting and hoping the mirror will show the fact itself. Number, you can't just wait and hope. If you knock on the door of a publishing house, it won't open by itself. You want the publisher to find you, so create the thought form. The publisher finds me. Send it out calmly and clearly, like a reflection in the mirror. I did the same. I sent out this thought form filled with peace and calm, hoping for publishers. But I knew thought forms alone weren't enough. I had to take concrete steps. The world is both material and metaphysical, so you have to work on both sides of the mirror. That's why I created a mailing list and a website, slowly posting excerpts from my book, telling people they could watch their chosen movie in their own projector, because what you choose reflects what spins in your reality. You have to broadcast your thought forms consistently to make things happen. The truth is simple, but there's another side to it. Forces exist that try to stop us from realizing our destiny. On this planet, a civilization of parasitic consciousness lives in the subtle world. These energy informational structures, called pendulums, form when groups of people think alike, caught by a shared idea, be it a TV show, work, or enthusiasm. Mental energy synchronizes and creates independent structures that feed on people's energy. For example, at a football match, if you could see the subtle world, you'd notice a black ball hanging above the stadium, sending tentacles to every fan. As passion heats the crowd, the ball grows bigger, feeding on their emotional energy. By the end, it becomes a huge black cloud, then collapses and flies away. The same happens at concerts or shows. Pendulums feed on our energy. There's nothing wrong with this. People naturally give away energy. When a player scores, the energy flows to the pendulum, not the player. Imagine the anger from disappointed fans. If all that energy hit the player, he'd collapse. Stars get energy too, but pendulums collect a large part of it. Strong emotions, especially negative ones, feed these pendulums. It's not scary though. These subtle material energies provoke you to release more energy, often through conflict or negativity. Pendulums have access to your consciousness and influence your motivations. Carl Jung and Freud hinted at this, saying motivations come more from external forces than internal ones. Transurfing says it clearly. People aren't free. They're controlled from outside. This parasitic consciousness civilization is real. You can see its influence in everyday irritations. Kids misbehaving, sudden problems, traffic jams, conflicts. These are subtle energy parasites at work. They don't act with conscious intent, but behave like parasitic plants that wrap around a tree, choking its growth. You might think your emotions and intimate moments are yours alone, but subtle entities move inside you, influencing feelings. It sounds shocking, but it's true. For example, in intimacy, you might feel a wild animalistic energy waking inside. It's not a second personality, but a real subtle entity stirring instincts. During sex, subtle energies exchange like thunder and lightning between two black clouds of energy. Afterwards, people return to normal, but these entities remain. Awareness helps you notice when this power moves through you. Sometimes people say a demon or devil possesses someone in crowds or extreme situations, making them act wildly. Why do normal people become beasts in war? Why do peaceful teenagers commit brutal acts? Why did Germans in World War II commit atrocities